Just a pre-warning, I've not proofread my script, so there's going to be mistakes, I think. Oh well, it's not really the type of video I usually make, so let's get started. After watching a really interesting video by Super Eye Patch Wolf, who originally made a video about the fall of the Simpsons, how it happened, I was pretty much hooked in the idea that the new Simpsons was all garbage, and it was, objectively speaking. I watched the entire series from series 22, where I left off when I was young, teenager even, to season 31. I last left it at season 22 and started getting back at around season 16 or 17, I don't know. I have a really bad memory, but also made my own video talking about how bad the show was. But Super Eye Patch Wolf made another video 6 years later called The Simpsons is Good Again. And it basically summarised that The Simpsons has changed, not necessarily when I was watching, but when we're watching it. And we're going in with the expectation that we want the golden era of The Simpsons. The truth is, it's moved on and we need to move on too. The Simpsons is just a changed beast, and that's a conclusion he came to here. So I figured, why not give us another try? Start from the season I left off, season 31, episode 22, which is basically the end of the series. So I start this off with a quote: "It might be fun to poke a dead horse and still consider it dead, but this dead horse just got up and kicked our asses." Here I am, I just finished the next 4 seasons of The Simpsons. Well, season 35 is still ongoing, but I'll continue that in my own time when they come. And I can safely say The Simpsons is probably back. I'm genuinely surprised coming out of this. I'm far more positive about The Simpsons than when I had stopped in season 31 last time. So season 32 is still a fairly weak season overall. I had a lot of mixed feelings about it, but it certainly improved over the last. Season 33, improvements, but still not great. Season 34, however, this is where The Simpsons starts becoming good again. There are very few episodes I didn't enjoy, and season 35 isn't finished, but I am enjoying it so far. What I came out for these last 2 seasons with was that the show has greatly improved in storytelling and jokes. Basically, when all we want is 3-minute long jokes, it creates the unrealistic expectation that we all want The Simpsons to just be a non-stop comedy, and that just isn't possible nowadays. Plus, classic Simpsons had the extra legroom to do these 3-minute long jokes because they just had the legroom. It's something that's not possible by today's standards. So really what we want in a show is good jokes, good gags, and we want to laugh because that's our best kind of medicine. The problem wasn't moving into the modern era or being afraid of change. It was because of how it's shown, how it's executed. And it was also because we couldn't relate to it. I remember my takeaway from the season 20 episodes onwards being that we couldn't feel attached to the stories or characters, or even derive meaning from the episodes. I specifically remember the episode where Lisa becomes an executive for a beef rival as a B-plot, and it was poorly done. I genuinely questioned what the point of it was. Lisa learned that insects also feel pain, much like animals, and have families, much like animals, but only right at the very end, rather than a gradual change and coming to terms with it. So the entire episode was basically milking this plot of her eating insects, and then ending on the sudden realisation that wasn't explained too well. And I actually made a video on this, and I don't know why I didn't put it there, about why this episode was pretty bad, because it was fresh off my memory, and yeah. Luckily, these both seem to have been fixed in later seasons, to the point where I can actually recommend The Simpsons again. The Simpsons, the episodes now have meaning and better jokes. In fact, some jokes are so funny they've stuck with me until now. I remember one about Homer asking if Marge slept with some guy and then asked, why not? I kept the guy's identity hidden on purpose because you just have to see it yourself. I remember a whole gag about a son and his mother in a clip episode getting up to things. That was pretty funny as well. But literally some of these jokes are geniuses and absolutely land, and some do actually remind me of classic Simpsons, because you've got those little sort of jokes that sound silly that actually work. Like there's one that I remember where someone said the mailbox drove into their car. It's brilliant. Like, how do you not laugh at that? So anyway, I end this section with a thank you to the Simpsons creators of the current year, and obviously last year, for the amazing episodes, and wish it can stay like this for a while. But I have a next section which isn't related to the video exactly, but is kind of important, also sort of ties into some of the issues that happened in the classic episodes anyway, but also improved now. My next session is a commentary. I was going to make my own separate video, but I figured it makes more sense here, especially with the improvements made as Lisa is finally acting her own age. And you know what? This is a good middle ground, because she still acts her age, but she still cares deeply. Because I'll give you an example, like in later episodes, in later seasons, she basically shows her sort of 8-year-old side by being into Malibu Stacy stuff, and she also has these really complex moments, like in one episode, I try not to spoil it too badly, but she ends up going on this weird trip. It's not like a drug trip, but it's like a hallucination, and she somehow interacted with her dolls. So yeah, that's just a spoiler for what it is. It's like an interesting middle ground how those two meet. So anyway, Lisa is the most misunderstood character. She represents the future and social justice at that. She has done since the start of her debut, I think. And this is why she's presented as such. But also, I'm going to go out on a whim here and say she's actually doing what the writers expected her to do, which is to not annoy the fuck out of the audience for everyone who wants her to act her age. Because Lisa isn't a normal child. This is a running thing in the Simpsons family if you haven't noticed yet. Lisa represents what they don't, and that is progress. And I'm also going to go on another whim here, but Lisa represents minorities and what's wrong with the average person. She's a call out basically, and she may be, in fact be a projection of what the writers want to see in the world. I could be wrong there. Whenever I think about the Simpsons and the characters I feel have the most in common with, it's always going to have to be Lisa. I know what it's like to be misunderstood and unable to socialise for reasons outside of our control. Lisa is a very clever character for how she appears, so she isn't some nobody or fake 8-year-old kid. She's just an 8-year-old kid who gives a shit. Anyway, that's the end of the video. Section, whatever. It's just different to what I do, but I am autistic, so yeah, that's why I made this and why I feel it's important. I'm surprised I managed to get this out in 8 minutes. That's an accomplishment, I think. I'm not good at reading scripts or talking for that matter. I try my best. Yeah, I'll probably leave a link to the scripts and the note reactions to prove that I've watched the episodes, because I think that's one thing that's taken for granted with reviews anyway. It doesn't show you the experience that you've had necessarily as you go step by step. I used to do game reviews like this, but I was all stopped because I can document it with videos, as you can see. And yeah. But the main thing is that I have proof that I've watched it, and you can see for yourself. You can watch it alongside the script. I mean notes, reactions, whatever. It's just sort of my gimmick thing with reviewing stuff. I feel it's necessary to write down every little thing that I see, I come across, whatever. And you can see also all the jokes as well, if you're curious. And also how many good, okay, bad, mixed episodes as well. Amazing episodes as well. There's quite a few different terms. So now hopefully you enjoyed or found this informative or whatever. Definitely give The Simpsons a try if you were skeptical about it. Or skeptical even. It could be beneficial, you might get a few laughs out of it. But yeah, I'll see you all in another video.